Okay, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move ahead. It is one of the most interesting, parts of today's session, which is the panel discussion. So, panel discussions are always a highlight of our sessions. Now, panel discussion. The topic of today's panel discussion, I want to say, it is innovative educators and entrepreneurs strengthening the nation. Now, that is a very interesting topic, and I'm very quickly going to introduce the panelists of the discussion. The first honorable panelist, is going to be Mr. Pankaj Krishnanath Yadav, who is the assistant professor of AP Shah Institute of Technology, which is in Maharashtra. Mr. M. Ridvik, who is a research scholar at GITAM. Now, our third panelist is going to be Dr. Shashankar Shekhar Raut. We have had the honor of having him previously. And Dr. Shekhar Raut is the assistant professor at GIET University, Odisha. And last but not the least, our fourth panelist is going to be Mr. Roshan Kishan Bonde, who is also going to be moderator of the discussion. Now, he is the assistant professor at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University in Maharashtra. Now, without any further ado, I invite all of the panelists and our moderator, Roshan Kishan Bonde. So please take over and start your session. Greetings, everybody. So I think our moderator is having some problems, and he is not able to respond to us right now. So I think we are going to move ahead, and we need to start. The show must go on, and we need to start the most interesting session of today's webinar, the panel discussion with our honorable three, panelists that are present with us right now. And I also have mentioned to you that the topic of today's webinar, today's panel discussion, is going to be innovative educators and entrepreneurs strengthening the nation, which is also in relation with today's webinar's topic, which is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, I want to, shift the spotlight to our panelist, Dr. Shashankar Shekhar Raut. Sir, with due respect, kindly shed some light on today's topic, what today's topic is, and what it wants to convey to our audience.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Very good afternoon to one and all. Am I audible, I think? So, going to the particular topic here, exactly as here the particular webinar topic was like the Atmanirbhar Bharat with innovative and educators and the entrepreneurs. But here in the panel discussion, we are focusing on the innovative educators and entrepreneurs which strengthening the nation. That is the perfect particular topic here. So, via the innovation, via the entrepreneurship, how we can strengthen our nation, our country. So depending upon that, we can say that first we have to check what is the particular innovation. So in that point, we can say that something going to creation, a development, and implementation of the new product or the process, or we can the service. With the aim will be what? The improving the efficiency and effectiveness, and we can say that the competitive advantages. Depending upon that particular innovations, so simply we can say that by process of some domain or product or service base, which is going to renew and brought to a date by applying the new process. Or you can say that introduction new techniques, and so that establishing a successful idea to create the new value. So that is simply the innovation. So by the innovation, we can say that we can go to the increment of the particular what or strengthening the nation. So here by the educators. So mainly we are focusing the educators here because as it is important to take step to implement the knowledge. So that point of view, we can say that there are some rules for that educational institution, that is like the critical thinking, we can say, and creativity, we can also say that communication and the collaboration. And skills has also referred here to the what we can say that depending upon the reading, the writing, and also we can the orientations, or we can say that the arithmetic parts. So depending upon that, we have to recognize the research, innovation, and entrepreneurship, and identifying the particular challenges here, opportunity for the developing and managing the incubator and pre-incubation facilities in particular institutions. So in the particular institution will focus on the research and innovation by different steps. So first, making what? Setting up startup incubation centers and also technology development centers and center in frontier area of research. And also you can say that greater industry academic linkage, because in that way we can go to the particular incubation and entrepreneurship through educators by strengthening the particular nation. Or also we can say that the particular interdisciplinary progress or interdisciplinary research. Okay, so in that way you can also progress here. And For that point of view, we can transforming our learning, or we can teaching learning process by experimental learning, integrated pedagogy, or we can say that promotion of the peer tutoring or the equal weightage in that particular or transferring of learning, and we can say that use of the integration of the particular technology. And in that point of view, we can say that as the entrepreneurship enters here, or the entrepreneurship or the entrepreneur, what we can say that which turns into a particular action. So that point of view, entrepreneurship results your economic growth, job creation, increase societal reliances, but also individual growth also. We can say that increase the engagement and improve the equality. So depending upon that, we can say that there is a lack of in the particular parameters here, like the lack of trust in what academy, industry, consumer, and government. So that we have to point it out. Yes, that is the particular lack. So we have to collaborate with all these things. So that's why in the entrepreneurship point of view, we have to make the ecosystem. That's called as the entrepreneur ecosystem. That means here the government will depend upon the particular entrepreneur academic institution, and that will also depends upon the business. That's why the funding, support, and changing a rule of the academic institution and multidisciplinary idea partnership will be going here. And depending upon that, we can focus that is by the as entrepreneur, or we can say that as a particular innovative member or the innovation, we can strengthen our nation. That's from my side. So I can also come back to the next point.
Okay, so beautiful points made there. So our honorable speaker, M. Ridvik sir, what other points do you want to mention here in the topic?
Thank you, ma'am. As far as I am concerned, innovation and entrepreneurship, apart from that, how a student is going to look at the problem, how an educator is going to look at the problem, that is going to play an important base regarding the generation of an innovative solution. So as an innovator, as a creator, as one of our speakers said regarding the new pedagogical methods or new pedagogical techniques, in understanding the empathy and making the empathy into sympathy and into a new generation of innovation. So that is going to play an important role as far as strengthening nation is concerned. And hopefully I regard our people are nowhere can compete to any sort of countries, any sort of people and any sort of generations. And what we deserve is that we need a platform for that. So that platform must be created by the greater educators in the society so that the nation can be strengthened wider. So this is my opinion regarding the strengthening the nation regarding the innovations and entrepreneurship.
So Mr. Pankaj, please carry on with the discussion. Please add your valuable opinion as well.
Thank you for giving me opportunity. Dr. Shashanka and Ritvik have covered a lot of things which I wanted to tell. Basically, whatever the things they are pointing are really great. We need to change our policy right now. The Modi government already have started with the NEP to 2020 in last year. When we are celebrating now first anniversary of it. In that, basically we are going to focus on the skills. Okay, now the skills are basically the most important thing the student need to learn while they are taking their education. That basically should be the focus. Otherwise, what is happening here when the students are learning in the school or colleges? What is happening? They are not getting connected to the industries, and whatever the problems or the things we are doing in the industries are not you can say meeting their particular goals by learning in the schools and colleges. For that we are having some internship and all other things, but nowadays they are not actually sufficient for the students. So for that we need to implement the skills, and skills can be given by the industry experts, not by the educators. Now educators are doing the education, they are teaching the things by you can say taking the syllabus which is going to be getting advanced in 5 years or 10 years, but the near you can say real skills, whatever the things are going to be done in industry should be taught by industry people only. That is my thinking. And the things like innovative teaching pedagogy is what we are going to have, like flipped classroom is there, peer learning is there. All these things should be nowadays should be implemented in the education system throughout the country. These things are going to happen. These are happening in the IITs, but they are not penetrating in the small schools or colleges. Generally, if I can say that our India is residing in village mostly, so we need to penetrate the skill in the villages, and we need to go for some skill advanced training for the students. Like in vacation, they can be trained by industry people, and the industry should give their certification to the can say students, so the students can be confident for after getting the certification, as well as he can be able to either get the job job in industry for solving the people problems and industrial problems, or he or she should start its own startup. Okay, now startup, one of our speaker has told very beautifully that a lot of things are going to happen in India. So many developments, so many schemes are launched by the government, and that should take the help of these people. So they definitely, because of that only, we are going to strengthen our you can say nation. That's it from my side. I am always welcome for the questions if anybody's having.
Okay, awesome. So, like you already you told us that we have to have development in our skills, like you shed light on that part as well. I'm wondering right now whether our our attendees have any questions, because a panel discussion is always incomplete without the questions from our attendees. So guys, if you have any question, with due respect, we want you to jump in, ask your questions as well. So I think our another panelist has joined us, Mr. Roshan Bonde. So sir, if you can hear me, with due respect, you're most welcome to just jump in and also throw light. We are learning so many new things here, and also shed light on some of the points that you might also want to share with us. So anyway, moving forward, so sir, so our topic is it basically says that two elements it defines, the educator and the entrepreneur. How does how are these two roles different from each other? How are roles of an educator different from the roles of an entrepreneur in building a strong nation? That's a question to Dr. Shishankar, sir. So how do you think these two agencies are going to put forward their efforts differently?
Okay, fine. Good question, ma'am. So first focusing as a innovator. So simply we can say that the already you have checked that the innovation or innovator in the education means solving a particular real problem in a new or simple way to promote the equitable learning. And in that case, we can say that the particular market and innovation in the particular educational industry point of view, you have to focus the what is the innovation there. But in the case of the as you are saying that entrepreneur, you can say that it is an entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business which is bearing the most of the risk and enjoying the most of the rewards. So that point of view, the entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new idea, good services and business as procedures. And depending upon the entrepreneur, we can say that maybe small business point of view, a scalable point of view, a startup point of view, we can say that the large company point of view, a social entrepreneurs point of view. So in that way, we depends upon the creator and builder, and we can say that the operator point of view. So here, the main point is that as the particular innovator, and we can say that the entrepreneur point of view, so new and improved product and service or can technology from the entrepreneur to the particular enabling the new market to be developed and new wealth to be created. So how the strengthening the nation here? You can say that the entrepreneur inspires people to dream big and to push the boundary of advancement, and the entrepreneur initiates change in the way we work and the life for better. And in that way, we can say that the entrepreneur creates jobs and fortune for a particular nation. So here, the particular entrepreneur and the particular incubator has major role in the particular strengthening our nation, our country, our society. That's from my side.
Okay, amazing. So I think we have somebody who is wanting to share something. So Amar sir, there you are. So kindly unmute your mic and share with us whatever you have in mind.
Yeah, I hope good evening to all. This is Ajad Amar. And actually, I would like to know about that when Professor Jadhav, I think that throws some light about the skills education, and he rightly pointed the words that industry skills education can be provided by, and it would be better for if they are providing by the industry expert. I would like to know about that, sir, how to create interest among the students at secondary level, that we have to create such type of society or such type of mindset among the young generation. As you know, the adolescence period is very difficult to handle, but yet as an educator, my question is that how to create interest among students for the skills education and the others.
Okay, very nice and interesting question you have pointed out, sir. Actually, see, we are practicing our project-based learning in our institute. Okay. In that project-based learning, we are training our students from industry experts. So we are having the tie-up with the industries. We are calling them while for the placements also, as well as for the trainings also. So the industries, like suppose now Dassault System is there, so then we Dassault System is having a lot of softwares. They are having the SolidWorks, they are having Solid Edge, they are having the CATIA and all. Once again, we are having the MSc Adam MSc software collaboration with us. We are having the Siemens collaboration with us. We are having the ANSYS collaboration with us. So whenever we are purchasing the licenses from them, we are tying up with them, and also we are getting assurance from them that their experts are going to teach our students while in the PBL in every semester. Means we are having that. See, our institute is basically an engineering institute. In that, we are going to have a lot of courses are there. In that, like for software also, we are having a lot of domains. Like we can say Microsoft Azure is coming for. You can say Microsoft is also giving us trainings. Then also the Cognizant and all Infosys. The people are coming from that particular companies, and they are trying to teach our students the project based learning. Means in that, we are just what we are doing, we are giving them 5 days of training from industry expert, and we are giving them projects. Whatever the industry expert have taught them, on that they need to develop the project within 1 month, and then that project is going to be sent to the industry expert for assessment, and then they are going to get the certificate. This kind of strategy we are using in our institute. And again, a lot of faculty are having industry connect. So our alumni who are working in good industry, reputed industry, they are also coming to help us in this regard, as well as they are also sending us the people or industry expert to our campus. So for because of that only, we are fortunate to have that industrial collaboration, as well as the tie-ups, as well as the training in our institute.
Okay.
I hope I have cleared your doubt. If you have any further query, let me know.
No, definitely, sir. I really appreciate your presence to have clearing my doubt. And it's you rightly mentioned the point that the education must be on project-based learning, because whatever the industry experts have taught, and unless the students are not going to give in such a way that that should be how much they have earned from that particular, and only then if you are providing the certificate, I think that that is one of the good gestures which you are providing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for helping me in
Thank
these
you.
questions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Amar. So we have a question from Swati, and she's saying she has asked the question to Mr. Pankaj specifically, and she's asking how to implement the technical skills to schools by the industries. So it's kind of a similar question.
Yeah. Actually, see, in schools also nowadays, if you have heard about SA India, okay, if you have heard about SA India, which is one very big society, you can say who is giving the training. So they are giving some training for the school people also, for school students also. You just Google it, Aerothon competition is there, which is generally designed for the standard 5th and 6th. And nowadays, because of this artificial intelligence and all other things, a lot of robotics companies are also there. Then STEM, have you heard about the STEM laboratories, STEM? You just Google it. You are going to get a lot of training from them. They are always be in queue for giving the industrial training to the students. So these are the things nowadays are very much essential for the student. And if you see the syllabus now, it is after NAP 2020, it is revised. And nowadays we are having the robotics and artificial intelligence in the CBSE syllabus for 8th and 9th grade. Okay, if I am correct, then in that case, these kind of things are really going to be very important if you are going to have the skills like this. Now MS Office and all other things the students are learning from their childhood in 4th or 5th standard. But the AI skill, the robotic skill, or you can say whatever the drones and all, the aerothons, these copter making challenges, or hackathons, nowadays they are becoming very popular. And for that, the industries are giving training first. Priorly, they are giving training of 1 or 2 months, or maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And after that, they are giving these challenges, and they are giving this kit to the student at very reasonable rate. So school need to come up here to have such kind of development in their school academics, for giving the fair chance to their students.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So really interesting session we are having right now. And I think, it always happens in the panel discussions that, as all of us are brainstorming, and sometimes the panel discussion, a thing pops up and, it's, the most interesting point that needs to be raised, that actually is the focus point of all of it, like this point that, honorable mentor Mr. Jadhav raised, that skills need to be taught to the students. Now we are having questions around this particular question. So that's basically what I'm trying to say right now. So Catherine is saying something that I wanted to ask right now. She's saying, what are some of the new skills that a teacher should possess? This question I would very humbly, I would turn to some of the other panelists as well. Dr. Shashankar, would you please go ahead and tell us what are some of the skills? We are having this panel discussion. Our topic is what is the role of an educator in building a nation? How does a teacher develop such skills that he, makes a student dream so big? That's a similar question asked by Catherine, sir.
Okay, fine. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, it's a nice question. So regarding the skills, as already our particular panelists already discussed, so the particular skill or skill development or skill technology, all these things, we can focus on the other skills like what? Communication. So first, the communication. The huge part of the teaching is the communication information. So it might be verbal or written, or you can say that either any other route. So how to develop it? So focusing on the particular communication, if communication is strong, then obviously you are going to doing good in the particular area. Another thing, the patience. So the patience means what? We can say that people learn at different rates. So you have to explain something 7 times in 7 different ways. That's in patience required for the particular growth. Or we can say that some of creativity is also another skill. So creativity, we can say that depend upon the creativity, we can take up the artistical or hobby way, like painting, music, all these things. Also applying your knowledge or innovations or entrepreneurship. That's under the another skill point of view. And confidence, yes, that particular part can be done. Yes, that will be new technology and I can implement that one. And that is a new product here. And influencing. So which is going to infectious in your particular point of view. So what is your love, what affects on particular job, particular project, particular work? So that will engage to people on the particular enlarge or to get, we can say, to teach that particular thing. And dedication also we can add here, like the skills we can going to order the particular dedication, like what is the particular we can say that also another skill can organization. In what way the organization is managing all these things, how it is going to help you in the particular entrepreneurship, the particular we can say that innovations. And the leadership. So leadership should be required. So here it will be leadership should be strong. So when you are going to particular product or particular technology development, all these things, and you are going through a particular panel or going to particular group, so the leadership helps in that point of view. And we can say that other different skills are which are going to help in the particular entrepreneurial, or we can say that as a particular innovators, and which is going to help in the particular what we can say that which will strengthening the particular nation. That's from my side.
Okay, so many points you mentioned, Honorable Speaker Dr. Shashankar. Now, Mr. M. Ridvik, I also want to, include you within this question, the same question, because, you cannot say just a few points, just a few traits that, a contemporary teacher needs to have. What, according to you, sir, are some of the traits, some of the skills that a contemporary teacher needs to have to build a strong nation? Mr. Ridvik.
Yeah, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Basically, I need to focus on the basic ICT skills. That is essential because we are in the COVID-19 pandemic, and how long this pandemic continues is not in our hands. Basically, with regard to the ICT tools, how can we deliver a lecture online by using ICT tools? So that is the major skill essential for all the teachers to build up nowadays. And apart from that, we can also focus on the other skill sets that composes of animations and flipped classroom regarding these methodologies, if we focus, then it will be better, I think so.
Okay. So this is, I think, I believe from the core of my heart, this is the beauty of these panel discussions, that each and every, panelist, all of you honorable speakers are, sharing your own opinions with us, and each of those opinions is different. Now, Mr. Roshan Bondi has raised his hand. So you are free to speak. You just have to tap on the mic button, sir, with due respect. So also now, also we heard our two speakers, both of you shed light on these points, explaining what traits a teacher needs to have. Now, also we would turn to our third speaker, our third mentor, Mr. Jadhav. Would you also share with us some of the traits that you personally believe that a teacher needs to have, sir?
Nowadays, as actually Dr. Shankar have covered everything about these skills, what we need to have, like in leadership, all other things, confidence. And Mr. Ritvik also has covered everything, like the flip classroom, then ICT tools. Okay. Now with that, nowadays, whatever the technologies advancement we are having, okay, like the robotics, the drones, as well as the AI, the data science. So these kind of technologies nowadays, they are getting, you can say, boomer, and as well as we are say most essential skill nowadays, what I feel is the coding. The teacher must possess the coding skill. Okay, now it might be surprising that like school teacher, how they are going to get trained for the coding, but we are having number of millions of videos and all other courses are available for teachers and for all students free of cost. Okay, so from that they are going to get the skills of coding, because you can see that White Hat Junior, one startup, okay, they have raised $300 million by just having this coding. They are a training institute for coding. So if you do this kind of if you undergone this kind of trainings, and if you try to deliver this kind of trainings to the student by your own, okay, with you can say basically this is going to be a little bit harder for the teacher, those who are from science, not from science background or from arts or commerce background, but still you need to possess these skills. Nowadays this is the you can say most important skill the teacher must possess. This is my opinion. And communication is, as sir has told, basically communication is very important aspect of teaching learning process. So every and nowadays, as we are going in the era of globalization, so the teacher must have to a knowledge of, say, other languages also, like the skills of other language, like German, the French, the Chinese. Nowadays again these are in booming stage. So if we are having these skill sets also, then definitely you are going to be at top from my you can say point. If you have any query, let me know.
Awesome. So I think Mr. Amar wants to ask something else. He has raised his hand again. So Mr. Amar, you're free to speak. Kindly unmute your mic.
Yeah. Once again, thank you, sir. Sir, I think that anything have to say the questions already you all have discussed about the skills, and these are very important skills. What as a educator, I personally believe that one thing which is very required as an educator, we meet the students and we have a strong faith in our students as well, right? Along with all these skills, as an educator, communication skills and the updation with the knowledge, general knowledge and the current affairs, these are also very important for an educator, which is, I personally believe that very important for educators to update with the current happenings in our country as well as the another, you can say that the world as well. That's my summation. Just I would like to
yeah, Mr. Amar, you are pointed very correct approach. See, the Tokyo Olympics over India has won some medals in that. Okay, 3 bronze, namely 2 silver and 1 gold. Okay, now this knowledge every teacher must have. Okay, so this is the need of era. Why? Because see, we want to make our students not only the good you can say having good knowledge of like learning only for like skills only, but they should also be represent India in our in international stage also, like for in sports or you can say in multi national companies. Okay, so they are also require this kind of things. So for that, if the teacher is having knowledge, if the teacher is giving this kind of insights in this classroom, okay, every day, if teacher spent at least 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes on this kind of current affairs, or the skills what you need to possess for the student, if the teacher is going to guide, then definitely our India and our country is going to get strengthened by the knowledge, and as well as with the other activities. So other activities are also going to play a major role. Nowadays we are now I think you heard about the things like, because the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of students are struggling. They are not able to get out of the home, and because of that they are having the mental sickness, as well as they are not becoming fit. They are getting some boredom, and also they are not able to learn the things quickly. They are getting very nervous at home. So these kind of things can be avoided if the things are going to be made them more interesting, as well as if you give them a more interesting task. Like if they are very good in playing some, suppose example, the chess can be played online. Okay, so that kind of thing, if they are going to be get trained, then definitely it will be a good success for the India also. This is my suggestion, or this is my I can say.
Very true, sir. You are rightly pointed the words, and I think that as an educator, I am trying my best to deliver the current happenings among the students, and regularly I am updating my students to these type of things and the multiple things which are required for them. And as an educator, I think that we also have to focus the emotional intelligence among the students. We have to understand the emotions of the student as well. So that's what I actually thought, that that is important in today's world, because majority of, I have seen that some of the students are very depressed. They are very creating some panicness, sir. How is it possible? But we have to take it very seriously, and to consult with the other stakeholders, the principals and the parents. It is very important for all of us to have such type of guidelines and counseling related to such students. So emotional well-being is very important in today's world as well. So
Rightly said, Amar sir. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So awesome discussion we are having right now. Really interesting, and you know, it's fun when everybody is like involved in it. Also, we have a little bit of noise coming from Mr. Roshan Bonde. So,
yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening to you, sir. So finally, you are with us. Kindly, whatever you want to say, kindly just jump in, sir. We have been waiting for you. And
yes, sir. Good evening. So I want to say something related to what entrepreneurship education, which can help to make job creators. Okay, the student cannot become a job creator overnight. Okay, to be entrepreneur, they need an entrepreneurship education. Okay, which changes the way they think about the business. Over the last few years, the entrepreneurship has emerged as a sustained medium of education for the employment opportunities across the world. Okay, the several action has been taken by the Indian government to bring out the relationship between the education and the entrepreneurship. The main purpose to provide the students with the knowledge, skill, and the motivation to encourage the success in variety of the setting. The job creation, creative ideas, and the entrepreneurship is the need of an hour. To help the student to make an entrepreneur become a teacher should train them to right way. Entrepreneurship skills play a very important role in the life and success of every entrepreneur. Job creation is the need. It is an important for the educator to understand the building of an entrepreneurship skill for the entrepreneur. That should be at the top of the agenda in the mind of the any educator. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Roshan Bonde. Now, we are running out of time. I think we have fairly covered all of the points, all of the perspectives of the topic. I hope all of the panelists agree with me. on this. I think we have covered all of the points. But if anybody wants to, like, if you want to add something else, please, we welcome you with our open heart. So any one of you wants to add anything, any final words on this today's topic is most welcome. Mr. M. Ridvik, would you add anything?
Yeah, ma'am, a little bit of points, few points I would like to add. One is many of us are saying entrepreneurship and innovation as different perspectives. When we look both in the single perspective, we can believe that an entrepreneurship can be an innovation mindset. Will believe in the entrepreneurship, in the construction of good entrepreneurship, and that deserves for the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and it will generate few of the mindsets. And it is essential for being a teacher to understand the various mindsets and change the pedagogical methods according to the mindsets of the students. Then whatever might be the innovations or creations that we apply in our daily life can be brought together for a nation building. And one more thing is that it is adaptable to deliver the subject by using the design thinking methodologies, where a student can grasp the innovation spirit, can work on the teams, can believe the active learning methodologies, and pursue his own education. So these are the few points I would like to add. Thank you.
Amazing. So, Mr. Shashankar, do you want to add anything at the end as well?
Thank you, ma'am. That's already have discussed regarding all of the panelists, 4 members already discussed. So, as strengthening the particular nation, so as well as a good entrepreneur, as a good innovator, so we have to focus. So we have to some particular points like that. We can simply focus. What are the different things we can done by the differently, which will make the difference point of view. So simply making more innovative, we can say that we should be comfortable with the fear, and with the we can not discount with the particular crazy ideas, and never think that yes, we know all these things, and also we can that the particular learn everything, and we can say that anything. So that point of view, we can say that we can strengthen our nations, or we can increase our knowledge, and we can go for a good entrepreneurship and as innovators. That's from my side.
Perfect. So I think now we are also at this perfect time that we need to wind up the session. I think we have covered all of the points that we could have covered, in this particular topic. I hope everybody, all 72 of you, including the panelists, have learned something new today. I hope all of you, as Stephen Covey mentions in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I hope all of you keep on sharpening your saw. It has been amazing being with all of you, your panelists today. More respect to all of you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. Once again, I want to thank all of the panelists, Dr. Shashankar Shekhar Raut, Mr. M. Ridvik, Mr. Pankaj Krishnan, Mr. Pankaj Jadhav. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, Mr. Roshan Bonde. I need to really work on my name saying skills, if that is a thing. So anyway, we are also going to share a feedback link in the comment section. Do fill the feedback form and do tell us what your thoughts were about today's session. So thank you so much for being with us today. This is me with the hope that all of you keep on learning, keep on sharpening your saws, and become self-reliant, become Atmanirbhar for a beautiful and a strong nation, a strong India. Thank you so much.